All right, guys. First of all, give Buffalo a lot of credit. I thought they really played terrific. Watching them on film, I said I thought they were one of the best teams we played in the non-conference, and they really played well, particularly in the first half. So give those guys a ton of credit. Obviously, we've got to get better in a lot of areas. We've got to use this to get better in a lot of areas, and I'm confident we'll do that.
Coach, first of all, happy birthday. I just want to ask you, what was the message to the team at the half? They did kind of come out, and they were within 2 points for a long time there in the middle of the second half. Just what was the message to the team at halftime?
You know, it was a combination of things, but nothing more than we needed to. I mean, they shot 50+% in the first half, and we really struggled offensively again. So I think we needed to relax a little bit offensively. We needed to be more aggressive than what we were. That was a message, and we needed to challenge some of their shooters. They made some tough shots in the first half that they didn't make in the second half, but you're asking yourself to come back from a 20+ deficit. It's pretty hard.
And then just talk about some of the rotations tonight. Obviously, 12 guys play. Was it more to seeing who had the hot hand? What kind of went into some of the decisions there?
Yeah, I think we're searching. I don't think 12 guys played many minutes, but I think we're searching for what that group is going to be right now. And this early in the season, we're searching for a combination that we think fits. Obviously, this is Fabian's first looks. Ilya just got in at the end, so that'll get trimmed at some point. But right now, we're looking for the combination that fits.
Chris, they held you to 16 points in the paint. I believe only 6 of them came in the first half. What really allowed them defensively to kind of limit your interior offense?
Well, they were trapping the post, and so there was limited options there. They've got obviously good size with their starting big. Their backup big is really skilled, can really shoot it, which puts your defense under a lot of put your defense in a real bind. I think as much as anything, I just didn't like our aggressiveness in the first half. And, I think our guys are struggling a little bit shooting the ball. And we've got to be able to step up and shoot the ball with confidence. I'm going to watch it here in a minute and see what the quality of our looks were the first half. But overall, I felt like we just needed to be more aggressive.
You had Caleb come off the bench tonight. I guess what do you need to see from him more moving forward?
He's got to rebound the ball better. He's got to play with more force on both ends. And he's got to be more active. I thought he did some really good things tonight, but got beat for 2 rebounds late that he's got to get. He's got to be able to rebound. He's got to be able to be more physical. It was good to see him kind of make some shots and make some plays. I think that's going to be good for him moving forward.
Coach, obviously Cruz got a lot longer run tonight. Just what have you kind of, liked from him as he's kind of started to implement himself on both sides more?
I think for Cruz, like any freshman, they just got to build off small segments of play. They've got to go in, help their team win, be a positive for their team in small segments, and that's really what we've challenged him to do, because as a freshman, you can be thinking about everything. I got to score. I got to make an immediate impact with my scoring. Tonight, he kind of let the game come to him. He had a really nice assist to RJ. I thought he just played the game. Now he's getting attacked defensively, as most freshmen are. He gave up a couple and ones. Their guards are big and older. So that's where he's got to get a little bit better. But tonight I was really pleased with how he let it come to him.
And then obviously in all 3 of these games here, you guys have managed to stay pretty connected on defense despite some offensive struggle. Just what have you preached to your team on that? And despite the shots not falling, what have you preached to them about that end of the floor?
Yeah, I think that's got to be a staple for us this year, particularly until we can get to where we're playing just better offensively. That's got to be a staple for us. I just didn't love our when we had it to a one-possession game, I didn't love our rebounding there. But and I did not think our defensive first half was very good.
And then going back to Cruz, as a coach, you have a talented freshman. How do you and your staff balance letting him play through mistakes versus making a mistake and then learning from it and then maybe not playing through all of his mistakes?
Well, he's going to, he made some mistakes tonight when we let him play through it. He got attacked defensively, like I said, multiple times. That's going to happen for a young kid. That's going to happen for a young kid. But I think it depends on, the kind of mistake a kid's make. If it's a loose ball and it doesn't get on the floor, he's not going to play through that. That's an effort mistake. But if he misses an open shot that's a clear, good shot, he's going to play through that. So, the whole idea of playing through things, I think for coaches, you're not going to let them play through effort stuff.
And then I'll preface this with the risk of asking a dumb question. In terms of free throw shooting, is the way to get better at it to shoot more of them? I know you mentioned the sight lines the other night, but how do you guys kind of correct that? Because you guys shot 50% tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know if the sight lines honestly has as much to do. We got to make more. Some of it is, I think for us, we've got to get our better free throw shooters to the line more. But our guys that are not great free throw shooters, they've got to stay in the gym and knock them down and build confidence through that. I'm not sure I've had a situation where, a team is. I don't want to talk about it too much. I just think we got to get better at it.
Brandon, what was the message at halftime after you guys offensively didn't have the first half you guys wanted?
We came in down by a pretty large margin, so, the message basically was one possession at a time, offensively and defensively. Really, that's really all you can do in those type of situations. You can't try to make a big home run play, I would say, to get the points back. You got to take it one possession at a time.
This one's for either of you. How would you just describe, the first half on both ends of the floor?
In the first half, we had some defensive lapses, and, we probably generated some open looks that we know we can make, and they just didn't fall tonight for us.
NJ, what do you kind of tell the younger players on the team to kind of get their heads up after a performance like this?
Next play, I think Coach Holtmann preaches that to us all is next play. We're not necessarily worried about what just happened. I'll give credit to Teo and Cruz. They were big for us tonight, so I appreciate them coming in, having the right mindset.
NJ, Buffalo really only held you guys 16 points in the paint, 6, I believe, were in the first half. What allowed them to be so effective defensively to not allow the interior offense to get going?
They trap a lot of ball screens with the guards, and then they also trap the posts. So it was very difficult to get a paint touch. I think we could have been better with our paint reads to get to the paint a lot more, but we'll definitely improve on that. They play hard. They played really good tonight.
And Jay, you did mention Cruz as being one of the big guys for you in this game. Just kind of talk about the energy he's already bringing as a freshman and how he can implement himself more into the offense and defense as the season goes on.
Cruz is going to be really good. I feel like he's still kind of getting his legs underneath him and finding out that it's college basketball now, not high school. But he's really talented and he's willing to be coached and he's learning every day. I think he gets better every day.
And for either you, obviously Northwestern on Friday. What are you guys going to kind of take away from this one as you hope to do a little bit better on Friday?
We get in, we break down the film. We have 2 good days of practice leading up to the game. We know we can't play like that against a good team like Northwestern, and we couldn't play like that tonight against a good team like Buffalo. So we just get in, learn from this game, and take the strides to try to get better as a team.